You foreshadowed a couple times already that you have some good models on the way. What is Spud? The information said that you finished pre-training Spud, and Sam Altman, the CEO at OpenAI, has told the staff that they should expect to have a very strong model in a few weeks. This was a few weeks ago. And the team believes it can really accelerate the economy, and things are moving faster than many of us expected. So what's Spud?
It's a good model. But I think that it's really not about any one model.
Okay.
Right. The way that our development process works is you have pre-training. So you produce a new base model that then is the foundation that we build further improvements on top of. And that is always a huge effort across many people in the company. And that's where I've actually been spending most of my efforts over the past 18 months, has been really focused on our GPU infrastructure, on supporting the teams that do all of the training frameworks to scale up at these big runs. But then there's a reinforcement learning process. So you take this AI that has learned lots of things about the world and it applies that knowledge. And then we do a post-training process where you really say, okay, now you know how to solve problems. You practiced it in all these different contexts. And then here's kind of the last mile of behavior and usability. So I think of Spud as a new base, as a new pre-train, and that we have had this, I'd say it's like we have maybe 2 years worth of research that is coming to fruition in this model. It's going to be very exciting. And I think that the way that the world will experience it is just improved capabilities. And that for me, it's never about any one release, because as soon as we have this one release, it'll be an early version of what we have coming. We'll do much more of each of these steps of the improvement process. And so I think that where we're going is almost just, we have this engine of progress that just moves faster and faster. And the Spud is just one step along the way.
So what do you think it'll be able to do that today's models can't?
So I think it's going to be able to solve both much harder problems. I think it will be much more nuanced. It'll understand instructions better. It'll understand the context much better. That there's this thing called big model smell that people talk about, where it's just like, there's something about like when these models are just actually just much smarter, much more capable, that they bend to you much more and you feel it, right? When you ask a question and the AI doesn't quite get it, it's always so disappointing, right? We have to like explain, and you're just like, you really should be able to figure this out. And so I would just think of it as, in some ways, just qualitatively, there will be, but quantitatively, lots of shifts, right? And qualitatively, there will just be new things where you would be frustrated before, you never used an AI for it, and now you just use it without thinking very much. And I think that is what we're going to see across the board. I'm super excited to see how it raises the ceiling, right? We've already seen these physics applications, things like that. And I think we will be able to just solve like way more open-ended problems, way longer time horizons. And then also very excited to see how it raises the floor, where just for anything you want to do, it's just so much more useful for you.